Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Webtoons Discover, where I look and discover and I review one of the webtoons that caught my eye on the Discover page of Line Webtoons, or any other website that I'll look into in the future. Now, honestly, there are some pretty good webtoons that are not on their featured website, which I would highly recommend you take a look at. And that's kind of why I want to make a series such as this. There is one series actually that I'm going to be talking about that is going to become a feature on their website. I think the next chapter that it comes out with. So if you want to read this webtoon after hearing the review about this, I advise you to do that, because once a webtoon goes from Discover to featured, it kind of resets, if I'm not mistaken, because that's what happened with Let's Play, if my memory serves. So you would get episodes once a week, or however the author feels like doing it in an interval, instead of reading everything at once. So before this lovely webtoon comes on feature, I advise you to read it if you like it after hearing this video. So the name of the webtoon is called Age Matters, and again, this is probably one of my favorite webtoons that I found on Discover, not only because of the story, but because it talks about this theme of age. Age, especially in a dating term, is such a particular topic that a lot of people tend to avoid. I feel like age plays a higher role towards people's date life than race or even social status. That's how powerful age is. So I'm really intrigued where this webtoon is going with a younger male dating an older woman. Only chapters are going to reveal what's going to happen next. But what is Age Matters about? Age Matters is about an older woman in her 30s about to date, well, right, they're not dating now, but they're going to be dating soon, a male in his early 20s. The funny thing about this male character is that he is a super rich and famous individual who created, in the Webtoons world of Facebook, which I kind of giggled when I read this part. And basically she is right now his maid from the chapters that I'm reading right now. And that's how their relationship begins to start. Already I can tell that their relationship is going to grow more and more, but the bigger question comes into play. What exactly is going to happen with their relationship after, they find feelings for one another? And how is age going to play a role in their dating each other? There are just so many factors. There are so many possibilities that the author can create in this webtoon that I'm very intrigued when I read further into the chapters before it becomes a feature, about how the fact is going to include all of these in, because this is, again, it's a pretty touchy topic, especially in the real world. And it also, another touchy topic is about social status. He is a pretty rich individual, and she is kind of not. And I really like how the introduction of her character is introduced, because she is a reminiscent of a real character who underwent real things. You barely did good in college. You were okay in school. It really showed the progress of the normal struggling human being, and I can respect that because that's what I'm going through now. But anywho, the setup of the character really connects you with the webtoon as a whole. It's something that's not out of place, but it's also something funny now when you really think about it in relation to your own life. So I really like how the webtoon introduced the characters in the very, very beginning. Another factor that I really do like about the webtoon, and I will always keep saying this because it is what attracts me to a lot of the work that I read, is the art style. Now, the art style, again, it's beautiful. I like the character designs. I like the background setting. I like how this artwork kind of communicates the personality of these characters. I know it's the same generic stuff, but again, it's one of the factors that I always personally look in when looking into my work. It's kind of like how food, where presentation is everything. With webtoons, it's kind of the same thing, but not entirely, because there are some mediocre, and I don't say it in a mean way, artwork that actually have good stories. One of them, when I'm going to be reviewing, is called Super Secret. And again, that's a whole nother story about her, which is pretty interesting and it's very, very motivating. But I really love the story for the most part of Super Secret, which I will do a review in a bit. But other than just the artwork, again, I love how the story sets itself up. It's a really strong beginning to a potentially strong story with strong themes. And if you are looking for something new, looking for something on Discover, this is definitely the webtoon for you. So if you want to read Age Matters, I will leave a link in the description below. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe because it helps me out a lot. Also comment if you know of this webtoon or how happy you are that it's getting a feature online webtoon. Again, let me know all those things in the comments below. With that being said, I thank you for listening and watching, and have a good night.